Shalom, shalom. In today's video, we will be discussing the secret of the sparks. With that being said, let us begin. It has been explained that in the beginning was the simple light that encompassed everything. And inside of this light were the principles of existence and creation. And when that light desired to create, it constricted itself precisely in the center, and its constriction created the vessels. We learned how this was equated to the Nikudim, and we learned how this was in the relation to colors. Now we see the point, which is the point of constriction, and this point of constriction is represented by the 231 gates, which represents all possibilities. Now as the light poured in and struck this hard spark, sparks flew from the workman's hammer, and these sparks are 7 in number. So we will be discussing the mystery of these sparks after having established we have the Kether, which are the crowns, the Hokmah, which is the Zimzum, which is the Nikudim, and the letters, which are the 231 gates and Bina of Ot. So with this being established, let's begin. Now when the light struck and hit the hard spark, 7 sparks came out. And these 7 sparks are the mystery of the 7 letters with 3 tagin marks, which are the Shin, Tet, Nun, Ayin, Zain, Sadi, and Gimel. And they are demonstrated here. If anyone has an English copy of Time, they can find a reference to this in the Palace of Points. It says, in the first gate, chapter 6, the letters Shin, Ayin, Tet, Nun, Zain, Gimel, and Sadiq, which are the mystery of those sparks, are the secret of the kings that died, since the courtesans came into existence and emerged from them. As we know, they are the letters Shin, Tet, Nun, Ayin, Zain, Gimel, and Sadiq. The explanation is that they are the force, strength, and might of the strong judgments that descended. The Satan, which is the courtesans, was made from them. We already know that it says in the Zohar, in Either Rabbah, and the Book of Secrets, that these 7 kings are sparks that spread out in the same way as sparks do when a craftsman strikes iron. This is Gimel Sadiq, as it says, a spark. And Gimel Sadiq are 2 of those letters in the sparks, which emerge from beneath the hammer. And the hammer is the striking point by which that upper light struck this hard spark. And the Shin, Tet, Nun, Ayin, Zain, Sadi, and Gimel are the mystery of the 7 kings, as has been demonstrated by Eitz Chaim. And as we can see, the first 3 sparks are Shaitan, like this. In Tikuni HaZohar, this mystery is mentioned in the following passage. In a section called Bereshit Yira Shabbat, it says, the wicked maiden is the lashing strap. And it says, Shatz Nez. And if we look at the words, they are Shin, Ayin, Tet, Nun, Zain. All of these letters are letters of the sparks. And it says regarding this, stands for Satan Az, comprised of an ox and a donkey, and the ox and the donkey are the secret of Azza and Uzza, which are the Ain and the Zain. The two damages about which Jacob mentioned, and I have under my control oxen and donkeys, because Jacob takes the place of Tiferet, and the ox and the donkey refer to Netzach and Hod, which are Az and Uzza. And similarly it is mentioned in every matter of guilty negligence, whether it be for ox or for donkey. And there is one guilty and one negligence, and there is one ox and one donkey. But on Shabbat there is no lashings, since the wicked maiden has no power to dominate over the world. Woe to him that allows her to dominate over the world. So these first three sparks, which are the Chesed of Otik, the Gavura of Otik, and the Tiferet of Otik, which become the Kether of Adikanpin, the Hokmah of Adikanpin, and the Tiferet of Adikanpin, which become the beard. Each one of these sparks receive three parts in the mystery of these three enduring vessels. And this is in the mystery of the kings that did not have weapons. And it has been explained in my previous videos that the crowns on top of the letters are Zains, three Zains, which are weapons. And of these weapons it has been explained in Book 9 that they are tied in with the beard. The gematria value of Zain is 7, and 7, 14, and 21. In Kalel is 22 in the mystery of the letters. It's a Zain is 7 because it's in the mystery of these 7 sparks. So regarding these 3 sparks, which are the Shaitan, it says this. And he made ready his chariot, referring to Pharaoh. And a chariot are the Sephirot of any trinity. And in this case, it is Chesed, Gavura, and Tiferet, which is the chariot that the Shaitan, representing Pharaoh, made ready. And took his people with him, and he took 600 chosen chariots in the mystery of the 7 sparks, as there are 7 sparks, and 6 plus Pharaoh himself create 7. Regarding the 7 kings and the 7 sparks, it is written in Naso in book 17, and it says, and these are the kings, and we can see in the Aramaic, Va'elah ha-melokim, which is, and these. And it is known that these, Ele, refer to Zeranpin and Malkuth, the mystery of the 7 sparks. And these are the 7 kings that ruled in the land of Edom. And Edom here is made out of the words Vav and Adam. And Vav are the 6 Sephirot of Zeranpin. And Adam is also Zeranpin, which are those 6 Sephirot. We have learned about the most ancient of ancients, the most hidden of hidden, before he prepared his constructions in the crown of crowns, the preparation of the vessels and the readying of them to receive the lights that are called constructions. The lights themselves are called crowns, derived from the verse, the crown with which his mother crowned him, Shir Hashrim 3:11. There did not yet exist a beginning nor an end, which are upper Hokmah, the beginning of Revelation, and lower Hokmah, the end of Revelation. He was carving and estimating the limits of it, meaning revealing the beginning and the end. He laid out a boundary, and in it he marked and measured the king. So the mother crowned him in the mystery of the Bina, and the crowns are the mystery of crowned him, and him is the mystery of this construction. And these were called the sparks of the kings of Edom. And it was said of them, they died because they did not have weapons. And it says this in the concealed book here. And it says, the ancient kings, referring to the kings of Edom, died and had no weapons, and the earth was made void, and they had no weapons because they had no shefa from the Zanes and the mystery of the linear aspect. At this point, they were the mystery of sparks, like sparks from a workman's hammer. They first flashed, but they did not endure. And this is why we read Bereshit, second creation, for the first creation did not endure. So with this being established, let us continue. It is written in book 17 on page 115 in Naso, in a section called Death and Punishment by Beating in the Grave. It says, there are 3 drops on his sword. And the Aramaic here, the word sword is cherub. And it is known that the shaitan was a cherub. And regarding this cherub, which is a sword, this is the secret of the sword that turns every which way and turns every direction, that guards the way to the tree of life. And this sword, which is a cherub, is the secret of there are 3 drops on his sword. Now, these sparks that came out of these sockets, which were above, were filled back in when they had the mystery of lines. At first, they were in the mystery of points. Then they were in the mystery of lines. And what's important to note is that Shaitan has commonly held an association with Michael. And the secret of this is that this Chesed, Gevurah, and Tiferet are the mystery of Michael, Gabriel, and Odiel, which are the replacement or the sockets filled in for Shin, Tet, and Nun, as demonstrated. Now Shin, Tet, and Nun received the Shefa of the 3 enduring vessels. So each one of these sparks received 3 parts. And these are the secrets of the beard of Adikanpin. And it has been demonstrated that this beard is in the mystery of Pharaoh and the sparks. And regarding this beard, it says this in book 17 regarding the beard. And it says, Rabbi Shimon began by saying, woe to the person that extends his hand to the precious supreme beard of the holy old man, who is Adikanpin, who is hidden and concealed from all. The beard of that praise, the beard concealed and most precious of any of his forms of Adikanpin. The beard that is not known to the higher and lower beings. The beard that is seen, it's not seen by any prophet or holy man. The beard that hangs by its hair to the center of the heart is white as snow, most precious of all, most concealed of anything concealed. The faith of universal faith. And it has been established that the 3 sparks receive 3 parts. Each spark, which these are the 3 sparks, spark 1, spark 2, spark 3, Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferet, of Otik, which is the Kether, Hokmah, and Bina of Adikanpin. And it is the reason why Adikanpin is associated with Chesed. And it is demonstrated like this. Now regarding the Ayin and the Zain, these are the mysteries of Uzza and Azzazel. And their mystery can be found in book 1 in the Zohar, here. And it says in Bereshit A, in a section called Uzza and Azzazel, and the names Uzza and Azzazel come from those 2 letters, Ayin and Zain, mainly Azzael, which is the secret of the Zain, and then Azza, which is the secret of Ayin. and they're paired together always when mentioned, Azza and Azzazel. Regarding them, which are those two, it says, our sages of blessed memory have said that the Holy One, blessed be He, created man. This is referring to Edom, which is in the construction of those sparks. He created him in the Garden of Eden, and commanded him to observe 7 commandments. Again, this is all in the mystery of the sparks. When he sinned at the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and was driven out of the Garden of Eden, those 2 celestial angels, Uzza and Azzazel, said to the Holy One, blessed be He, if it would have been us on earth like man, we would have been virtuous. Us like man. The Holy One, blessed be He, said to them, would you be able to overcome the evil inclination that is in control on earth? They said, we can. The Holy One, blessed be He, immediately dropped them from heaven to earth, and the scriptures reads, there were Nephilim, fallen ones, in the earth, and also mighty men, so the Nephilim and the Gibborim, which is the mystery of Gibborim, and the Gibborim are the mystery of mighty men, as it is written, Ukatib ha-Gibborim, in the mystery of Gavura, and it is known that Netzach and Hod are the clothing, the garments of Ches and Gavura. As soon as they descend to earth, the evil inclination seized them, and when they took wives of all whom they chose, they sinned and were disposed of their sanctuary. And the wife is known to be the backside, and we know that this is the backside of Otik. And this is the mystery of Azza and Azzazel that fell, along with the Shaitan. And it's important to note that there are 7 sparks, and the 7 sparks were 7 of the 22 letters that had crowns. And this is a fall of 1/3 of heaven. This is also the secret of pi, because 22 divided by 7 is pi, and everything after this point is going to be fractorial, as has been demonstrated. Of the Sadiq, this is Mashiach that fell into a pit. And of the Gimel, this is the camel that Samael rode down on. Of this Gimel, the Sefer Bahir says this. It says, the wicked Samael made a bond with all the host on high against his master. This was because the Blessed Holy One said regarding man, and let him rule over the fish of the sea and the flying things of the heaven. The fish of the sea here being an allusion to Arik Anpen, who has the eye of a fish and the mystery of the beard. And Samael said, how can we cause him to sin and be exiled from before God? He descended with all his host, Samael here being Shaitan, and sought a suitable companion on earth. Earth is the mystery of Malkuth, and that's because Gimel is on Malkuth. He finally found the serpent, which looked like a camel. A camel in Hebrew is the word Gimel, and this is the secret, is that Gimel is in Malkuth, and Zeranpin is enclosed in it, and he rode on it, as it is written. Now the light that pours through these former sockets are the 7 lights before the face of God. And this is called the light of the face. And in the Lurianic Kabbalah and Eitz Chaim and many other texts, you will hear and read things like the light of the eyes, the light of the nose, the light of the ears, the light of the mouth. And this is because this light extended down to reach these sparks, because they flashed and did not endure. Later they were lines. And their mystery is like this. And now we will reveal the secret of Shaitan. It is said that 666 is the number of a man, and man is the Partsufim of Zeranpin, which we know is Shaitan, and he rode down on a gimel, a serpent like a camel. The secret of the number 666 is this. And it is known that the serpent was the hair that hung down from the rung of Berea, as will be explained in a future video. And Berea is the rung of 100, 600, Yetzirah is 60, and Asiya is 6. In these three worlds, Berea, Yetzirah, and Asiya, are where the serpent has its effect, which is called a man in the mystery of the Zeran Pin. And it is 660 and 6. Now all of these things have been revealed and established. If you'd like to support this channel and the dissemination of these teachings, I have a link to my Patreon down below. If not, you may also donate to our Cash App, which I'll leave a link down below. And also, if you would like to study these mysteries, I will be providing a link to a free book down below as well. I'm in the process of digitizing all of these teachings, that a book will be compiled and will be made free, available to the public. I believe information like this should be available to all who seek it. With that being said, all glory to Hashem. Shalom Selah.